the fun stuff. This is probably my most favorite section of the entire course because I love ranking videos. I've been ranking videos for probably over 2 years now, and it's really allowed me to figure out the best way, the best systems, and the best strategies to rank videos, and specifically for local businesses. I'm also ranking videos all throughout Google and YouTube for some very competitive things, and I talk with other video marketers like James on the best strategies to use and what's working right now. So James and I actually have created the best kind of system that I use that's ranking videos for local businesses really well right now. And what we're gonna do is lay out the entire system for you guys. And what I want you to do is actually go through every single video in this module on ranking videos, because there's going to be little things you may not know about. You may know how to do keyword research, you may know how to upload the video, but there's going to be little tips and tricks that you might not know about that's really going to help you out when ranking videos, and that's something you really need to pay attention to when you're ranking videos for clients, because usually they want fast results, and if you can throw in 1 or 2 little tips that are going to give them those fast results, they're going to be really, really happy. So what we did is we actually have some downloadable, I guess like check sheets or cheat sheets that you can use when you're uploading your videos, and we have an entire guide that's going to outline all the steps of ranking videos. So go ahead and download them now and either print them out or have them saved on your computer so you guys can really dive into this material. Now, before we get too far into the material, I want to stress and kind of give you guys my expectations and kind of the way I like to structure ranking videos for clients. I really like to play it safe when I'm ranking videos for clients, meaning we don't buy views, we don't buy a lot of fake, social indicators and stuff like that, because we don't really want to get our YouTube channels deleted. We don't want our clients' videos to get deleted or our clients' channels to get deleted. Although the risks are very minimal and small that will happen when you buy views and stuff like that, you still don't need to do it. And for me, the risk is not worth it because you can still rank videos without buying fake views and all of that stuff. But that's the way we're going to be structuring this. So if you do buy views and stuff like that, the one thing I do recommend is that you let your client know there is a little bit of risk if you're going to do it, but the stuff James and I decided to teach you is stuff that is going to keep you safe. It's going to give you long-lasting results, meaning they kind of mature over time to ensure your video stays ranked for long periods of time, so you're not constantly doing work on it every single month and more work and more work. We want to give you guys the techniques and results that are going to give you the long-lasting, the more powerful and the safer results. And these will usually take a little bit more time than if you were to go buy a bunch of views and likes and all that stuff. So with that said, let's go on to the next video, because I'm really excited to dive into this with you guys and show you the best ways to give you the long-lasting, the safe, and the powerful results when ranking local videos. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Let's do this. Yes, I'm seriously so excited to see you on this video, because this is one of the videos that I thought people would probably just skip, thinking, yeah, okay, Brandon, I know how to do the keyword research, duh, it's easy. But when you're doing it for local businesses, there are certain things you need to pay attention to. If the search volume isn't there, then it's probably an industry you shouldn't be focusing on, because you may not be able to add enough value to that business to charge that reoccurring income. So when we start going through this, you really need to pay attention to the search volume, and we're going to give you guys some numbers that you need to focus on, or numbers that you should be above, and we'll kind of dive into that as we get going farther into this video. And we're also going to give you guys a couple tools to be using. Now, the one tool I do use is the Google Keyword Planner tool, but there is another tool called Longtail Pro, which is very easy to use, gives a good analysis on your competition, and we'll go into both of them in a little bit. But what we're going to do right now is just jump into the numbers you need to focus in on, and then we're going to get into how to use the Google Keyword Planner tool, and then we'll show you a little blurb about the Longtail Pro system, which is a paid program. And in my opinion, it's well worth the money because you get so much information from that program. So with that said, let's do this. Let's jump into it. Let's show you how to do the keyword research. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the keyword research. When you're looking for the keywords, you want a combined total of over 500 searches. This means if you're doing 5 keywords, each keyword should be around 100 searches, or you should average out about 500 searches combined for all the keywords you're doing for your client. Now, 500 is just a good guideline. We don't say you need to stick to 500, and sometimes you can find cities that are going to have thousands, which is awesome. Usually I try to stick between 500 and 1,000, if not more. Some of the cities we've done have had up to like in between 2,000 and 3,000 searches, and if you get to that high of a search volume, you may need to even charge more than what we recommended you to charge, because they're going to see really good benefits from that, especially if they have a high ticket lifetime value on their customer. So you got to kind of play it by ear and see what the lifetime value of that customer is, how many searches. But I think a good range for all of you to stay in is between above 500. Above 500 is usually going to produce you enough leads and views and stuff like that for the business owner to want to continue paying you that recurring income. Now, there's going to be cities out there where there's either no search volume or very low. I wouldn't go under 200 unless you absolutely have to. I would, try to add in a package deal where you have 2 cities or something like that. But in your packages, you should try to have a combined total of 500 searches. I wouldn't go under 200. 200 would be my lowest. And if you do, you might need to drop your rates. We like to stay around $50 a keyword, but if the search volume just isn't there, then you might need to drop your rates a little bit. The point here is just to find that good bounce period or bounce range that's going to be able to allow you to collect recurring income, but also provide value to the customer. And I think this right here, the 500 plus and not going under 200, is usually a very good range to stay in. Now, if you do get into the bigger search volumes in the bigger cities, that usually means you should be charging more. So like I said, the $150 to $300 is a good range to stay in. It's a good range to kind of price things at. $50 a keyword is usually pretty good. But if you're going into the bigger cities and they have search volume that is up in the thousands, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, you need to charge more, because you're going to be getting a lot of views and you're going to be bringing them in customers. And if you're charging $300 a month, you're not charging enough. So if you're going into the bigger cities and the bigger search volumes, it means you need to charge more, because they're going to see big value out of that. They're going to get a lot of customers every single month. And the big search volume combined with a big lifetime value of a customer means charge even more than that. So this means if you're like doing a plastic surgeon in Los Angeles and the search volume is in 3,000 or 4,000 range, or even 5,000 or whatever, how big it is, if it's huge, you need to charge more than the $300 a month, because each client they get from that is going to be thousands of dollars to them. And if you can bring them in even 1% of that 5,000 search, that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every month that they're making from this video, and you need to charge more than just $300 a month. In general, the good range is just go above 500, charge $50 a keyword, you'll be good. But some people are going to be in bigger cities, some people are going to be in smaller cities. So that's how I would price things in the big city and in the small city. Bigger search volume means more money. Charging less or lower search volume areas means you need to drop your rates a little bit. Things to consider: if there's cities that have no search volume, you're going to find cities and industries that don't have any search volume. Google's going to come back and say there was no searches done for those keywords. That doesn't mean those searches aren't being done. It just means there's not enough data for them to actually track it. And what's going to happen is that you're going to notice they're still going to get in customers. Now, you probably will need to lower your rates a little bit, but they still will be bringing in customers. And what I would do to find out the best ones is look in a big city near you. So let's say you're in Smallsville. That's the name of your town, Smallsville, and you're doing an ad for a carpet cleaning company. So you're looking in Google for Smallsville carpet cleaning, and it's coming up no searches, no searches, no searches. And let's say Smallsville is 2 hours away from Los Angeles. I would search for carpet cleaning in Los Angeles and see what carpet cleaning terms in Los Angeles are getting the most searches, and that's most likely going to be the same searches for Smallsville. So if it's Los Angeles carpet cleaning in Los Angeles, those ones, then you need to switch it out with carpet cleaning Smallsville and Smallsville carpet cleaning. That's what I would do. Those are the biggest city. Look around the biggest cities near you, see what's being searched there, and then translate it over to your town or whatever city you're going for. Now, if they aren't getting big search volume and you still want to charge that recurring income, you're probably going to have to give them some kind of package deal. Meaning, if you're in Smallsville and the next town over is Smalls Town and the next one over from there is Small City, you may need to combine all of them into one package deal. Say, hey, we'll get you ranked in Smallsville, Smalls Town, and Small City, all for $300 a month. So you may need to package deal these things in because there's not enough search volume to really charge that recurring income. So you need to start creating kind of package deals and get a little bit creative with this. Or what you could do is just charge a one-time payment. And if you do a one-time payment, I would say go high, charge between $500 to $1,000, if not more, just for the SEO. And then another $1,000 for the video that they get to keep. They can put the video on their website, but you're using it for the video SEO. Now, James and I really want to stress that you should be doing the recurring income because that's really what this is about, maximizing the current clients so you don't have to keep finding new clients after new clients after new clients. But if you're in a small city, sometimes a one-time payment is a better option. Now, for 95% of you, you should be charging recurring income, and there's going to be a few of you that might want to do the one-time payment. But that's what you would do if there's not really any search volume. Either create package deals or go to a one-time payment. Now, the one thing to consider with your keywords and the videos, the way these are going to work is you generally want one keyword per video or one keyword type per video. So what this means is if you're doing a video for carpet cleaning, you may find that there's a lot of terms or keywords targeting carpet cleaners, and there may be some that are also targeting carpet cleaning. So there's the ers and the ing at the end of that. Personally, I would create two separate videos targeting each one targeting the carpet cleaners keyword and one targeting the carpet cleaning keyword. Now, I wouldn't charge your client more money to do that. I would put up two different videos. You may need to repurpose it so it's not duplicate content, but this way you can rank a lot easier because Google and YouTube generally like to categorize one video as one thing, and sometimes even just the ending of the same keyword can put a little bit of a damper on it. Now, it is very possible to rank videos for several keywords. I've done it many times where I've ranked a video for 10 keywords, and in lower competition areas that's totally fine. You can probably get away with it. But if you're moving into more difficult keywords and more difficult cities, you're going to need to kind of take this approach where you're doing one video per one keyword type. You're just going to have to do it. It's a lot easier. Trust me, I've traveled down the road of trying to rank one video for 1 million keywords, and it is possible, but it usually doesn't give long-lasting results unless you're in lower competition areas. So that's how I would kind of tackle it. I would just keep one keyword per video type, and I wouldn't charge them more to create other videos like that. I would just repurpose it, put in a different music track, maybe change up the ending, make one 1 minute and 5 seconds long, the other one 59 seconds long or something like that, so that it's not duplicate content. And I would try to rank both videos. Again, you can do both. You can try to get it ranked for several keywords if you want. It is possible, but usually this is easier for the more competition or harder competition keywords. So now that we covered all that, let's just dive right into the Google Keyword Planner tool, and I'll show you guys how to do your keyword research in there, and then we'll move right into Longtail Pro and we'll wrap this thing up. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so let's dive into the Google Keyword Planner tool, and if you don't know where it is, just Google the phrase Google Keyword Planner tool and you'll be able to find it. It's pretty easy. Now, you will need an AdSense account to go ahead and access it, so if you don't have one set up, go ahead and set one up. You may need to deposit some money, maybe like $1 or something, or $10 or whatever their minimum is to access it. I don't know. I know I do have an active one, so I'm able to access it, but as long as you have an AdSense account, you should be able to access it. And when you do, what you're going to want to do is go to search for new keyword and add group ideas. And what we're going to do is just type in the main keyword. So it's going to be, let's just do Los Angeles plumbers. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Los Angeles plumbers, and then you hit get ideas, And it's easier just to go to keyword ideas because they start grouping things together and it gets confusing going into each one. You can if you want, but I like to just go to keyword ideas, and it's going to pull up the keywords for plumbers in Los Angeles. And if you want to have it just pull up the keywords for like Los Angeles, what you would do is go into here, and you can actually put in negative keywords, meaning that they'll reject any other keywords that you don't want to come up. And so you can go in here, and you can always go in here and modify your search. But we'll get into that in a little bit more. But basically what you're going to do is go in and start looking through the ones that get searched the most. And you can start writing them down, or you can even, I think you can add them to your plan by clicking this. But just write a few down, the ones that get searched the most. And you can see right here the top one is 1,300. That's pretty dang good. Now, this isn't exact amount of searches every single month, but it's going to give you a very good ballpark. And this keyword alone would probably be enough just to move on and go forward with. And same here. And now, as you can see, these are all plumber, plumbers, plumbers. Those would be good ones to kind of group together, those three. Now, this one says plumbing. I would create another video for plumbing. And here's another one, plumber, plumbers. That can be grouped up with these three. And then here's plumbing. So I would group the plumbing ones together and the plumber ones together if this was a industry I was doing. Now, to get a better idea of the actual search volume, what you can do is copy this keyword, and you're going to want to go to modify search, get traffic estimates for a list of keywords, and you can see it says phrase, exact, and broad. What I like to do is put it in there and put the brackets around it, so we get the exact numbers, and we hit get estimates, and it's going to pull up the estimates if we're using AdWords. So we're not using AdWords. You know, what we're doing is basically looking at the AdWords information to get a good idea of what we can expect from this keyword. So let's go back. We want the exact match, which is the one I typed in. Let's see what broad does. Nothing. Okay, so what we're going to do is go back, and you can look at what they estimate that keyword is going to bring in impressions per day. So this is the most that it would probably be bringing in, 27 impressions a day, but if you times that by 30, that's almost 900 keywords for the exact match impressions if you're using AdWords. Now, if you're using just regular search, it's not always going to be right at 27. It's probably going to be actually a little bit less because they're taking in a lot of different factors, like Los Angeles plumber and plumber in Los Angeles are basically the same keyword, but I think that they're going to be factoring that into this. So this video and this keyword and niche will probably be bringing in, it looks like, roughly 1,000 keyword or 1,000 searches a month, which is pretty good. That's a good, definitely a good keyword to go, especially if you're going to start throwing in more keywords in there. Now, you don't need to get as detailed as this. Just going in and looking at the search volume like we did initially is going to be good enough. So let me see if I can pull it up again. So just doing that and going through it is usually going to be good enough. As you can see, there's a decent enough search volume, actually more than a decent enough search volume to determine whether or not this is a good keyword. And if you wanted to, what you could do is pull up these maps, and you can look at the months where this keyword gets searched the most. So sometimes if it's a seasonal business, they may get bigger search volumes than, you know, certain months. Certain months may get more search volume, so you kind of need to take that into account. It seems like these are all fairly pretty even throughout the year. Yeah, they're pretty much pretty even, so you think you'd be okay with this one. So that's how you would use the Google Keyword Planner tool. Just play around with it is really the best idea, or the best way to kind of get familiar with it. Don't spend too much time, just get good general ideas and then move forward from there. So now what we're going to do is pull up the L0Cal Pro, and I'll show you guys how to use that. So here we have L0Cal Pro open, and we're going to run through it and show you guys exactly what it does and how to use it. So right now what I'm going to do is show you the Platinum version, and we will have links below this video in case you guys want to check it out. But the Platinum version allows you to do so much more than just get search volume. You can look up the competition and all of this cool stuff, and we'll show you all of that stuff right now. So what I did right now is just hit new campaign, and what I'm going to do is just type in Los Angeles plumber, since that's the example we've been using, And all you're going to do is just type in your keywords here. So it's going to be Los Angeles plumber. I'm just going to do one, and you can go ahead and hit it, and this is going to produce ideas for Longtail Pro to pull up. So Longtail Pro is going to pull up everything related to Los Angeles plumbers, and you can include certain keywords to come up and exclude certain keywords to come up. And I want only Los Angeles ones to come up, so I'm just going to type in Los Angeles there, and then you can add in any additional keywords that you want up to 10,000, which is awesome. And then you can add in filters if they have a certain amount of local averages searches. So let's say you only want keywords that have 50 or more searches coming up, which I guess I do. So let's put in 50 to a max of 5,000. Yeah, the max, you don't have to put in a max, you can put in whatever you want. And then there are a couple other filters here and a couple other stuff here which you don't need to really pay attention to. Okay, and so what we're going to do is hit generate keywords, and that should go ahead and pull up our keywords, and it's going to take just a few seconds for it to pull up. Okay, and so the list came up and it produced a pretty decent sized list. I think there's about 100 keywords that it recommends us to look for, and you can see some of them kind of are too long, so you can always take Longtail Pro and stretch it out, and that way you can see all the information there. So what we're going to do is go through it, and this is only going to pull up related terms that have Los Angeles in there. Now what you're going to do is you can look up the search volume just like you would inside of Google Keyword Planner tool. It actually takes the same information, but the cool thing is they actually allow you to calculate the competitiveness, so you can get an idea of how competitive keywords are. So you can go through and start hitting the competitive or calculate button on a lot of these keywords, especially the ones that you are interested in going after. So just go through these, and it's going to take a minute or two to calculate, so let's just give it 1 second. Okay, and as you can see, some of the numbers are starting to come in right now, and in general anything under 40 is going to be very, very possible to rank for. Anything under 50 is very possible. Anything between 40 and 50 is going to be a little bit more difficult. Anything above 50 is going to be pretty dang tough, but you can probably still be able to do it. I would try to avoid anything over 50, and when you start getting into the 60s, although it is possible, it's probably going to be a lot of work. And for me, with local clients, I like to stay under 50. Under 40 is pretty ideal, and if you can actually find some that are even under 30 and 20, you will be sitting pretty, because anything under 30 and especially anything under 20 is cakewalk. That's super, super easy. So that's how I like to do it, and I'll kind of go through and pick the ones that are a little bit easier. But the cool thing about it is you can click on them, and what it's going to do is actually pull up the top 10 results for that keyword. So I just clicked on one keyword at random, and it's actually now pulling up the top 10 results, and it's going to give you a whole bunch of information here for you to look at. So let's go ahead and look at it, and it's going to give you the links that are coming into the site. So I can say, oh, okay, this site's ranking there, let me see what kind of links they have pointing into their site, and it's going to pull up Open Site Explorer and show me a whole list of their links. And the page is loading right now, but we don't need to go into it, so I'm going to close that out, and let's go ahead and minimize this. So they give you so much information on even the top 10 results, so the competitor analysis, and there's a rank checker, so you can go ahead and put in things you're trying to rank for, and it's going to give you the rank checker, and so you can put in your domain, and then you can just hit check rank, and it'll give you the rank inside of Google, Yahoo, and Bing for different things you're trying to get ranked for. So there's so much more besides the keyword research that Longtail Pro does, and I really recommend it for someone that really wants to dive into the competitiveness plus get all of the search information. It's a very awesome tool that helps me out a lot. And again, that link to this is below this video, and as you guys can see, we figured out all of our keyword research plus competitiveness plus looking at backlinks on our people we're competing against, all of that stuff in just minutes. So I would suggest checking it out. And with that done and out of the way, that is all of our keyword research. So let's move on to the next video. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is cover what to do between the keyword research and the creation of the video. We're not going to get too much into the actual creation of the video because we have some stuff set up further along in this course to help you figure out how to construct the videos and how to create them and the different types of ads to use. So in this video, we're not going to dive too much into that. Plus, we have resources available to you, including James's RMI course. It's a membership course. It's Real Marketing Insider, and he has a bunch of training videos in there showing you exactly what you need to do to create videos, professional videos, the editing, the lighting, all of that stuff. And he's giving it to you for a $1 trial for 30 days. You guys can access it underneath this link. Plus, I'll have my services available to help you create the video so you don't have to do it. My services will also be available underneath this video. So the creation, I don't want to focus too much in this video. We're just going to talk about what you need to do moving forward from the keyword research to creating the video. And the first thing you want to do is use your keyword in your video, because Google and YouTube are actually looking to your video and the script in your video to kind of determine what your video is all about. Now, this isn't a huge indicator, meaning if you include your keyword in your script, it's automatically going to go right up to the top. But if you're competing against somebody and you've done all the equal amount of ranking factors, and you included your keywords in your script, you're probably going to rank higher than them. Because what we're going to do in one or two more steps from this point is upload a transcript after your video is already on YouTube. You're going to upload a transcript, and we're going to cover that in just a bit and in one of the other training videos in the future. But that script and that transcript is going to tell them, hey, this keyword is in the video, and that means that that's what the video is about, which is a huge ranking indicator. So what you guys need to do is kind of include it in the beginning of the video, maybe in the middle, and preferably at the end. So if you're going for Los Angeles plumbers, you might want to say something like, we're one of the best Los Angeles plumbers, boom. That's how you would start out, something along those lines. In the middle, you can say something like, our plumbers in Los Angeles are trained too, and then boom, you use it again. And then at the very end, call us if you're looking for the best Los Angeles plumbers in your area, boom, you use it again. Now, you don't want to make it spammy. You don't want to make it sound like you're just inserting it for, keyword purposes. You want to make sure it actually flows, and you don't need to use it in the beginning, middle, and end. If anything, I would use it in the beginning and at the end if you can. If not, just even in the beginning is fine. Start your video out with the keyword. Now, that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is make sure you're not using any duplicate content. This means if you are creating a package deal or you are breaking up the keywords into two separate videos, you want to create a kind of different script. You never want to have the same video used over and over again, ranking for different things. So if you are going to be able to, or you are going to create a couple different videos, you want to make sure you change up the script a little bit if you can, or maybe take a sentence out or change a sentence, change up the music, and change up the length of your video, or even the footage. Switch some of the pictures around, switch some of the footage around. So when you are creating the videos, it's very important that if you're doing a package deal or you're doing several videos, to never use the exact same video more than once, because that's going to be tagged as duplicate content and it's going to drop you down. So be sure you either change up the script or you use different pictures or switch the pictures up. You just want to make sure that it's basically the same video, but not the same. You need to change things up like the music and pictures and all that stuff. So that was number 2. Let's move on to number 3. So the third thing you're going to do is make sure you talk about the benefits the viewer is going to see and not the services that your business offers. Because a lot of business owners get up there and they want to talk about, we do this and we do this and blah, 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 and we're so awesome and blah, blah, blah. That's boring. The viewer doesn't really care how awesome you are or the services you really offer. What they care about is how they're going to benefit. So let me give you an example of a landscaper. A landscaper may say something along the lines of, we come in and we cut your grass and we trim your hedges using the best clippers possible and blah, 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 blah. Well, instead you may say something like, we come in and cut your grass at an even rate to ensure it's a greener looking lawn that's going to look better than your neighbors. And the way we cut your hedges allows us to give an efficient cut to allow us to come in and get it done quicker, so you're saving more money. So something along those lines. You can see the benefit that they saved money, their grass is going to look better than their neighbors. You're throwing in what services you offer with a benefit. And when you're writing out the scripts for your clients, you need to make sure you're going to include that, because they're going to get a better, I guess, return on investment. They're going to get more customers coming in. You're going to get a higher percentage of your viewers actually giving them a call if you can do that, which means you are going to have them as a client longer. And we will dive into that a little bit more later in this course when we start talking about the creation of the videos. But for right now, just keep in mind that you need to display the benefits over just the services that they offer. Now, the fourth and final thing you need to do is come up with your back-end strategy. You don't need to create it right now, but you at least need to know where you're going with it. We will cover the back-end strategies and adding more value to your customers in a later module, but right now what you guys need to understand is that with these videos, you need to come up with a back-end strategy. This could mean offering some kind of incentive like a coupon that you put in the video, or you tell them to text a phone number to get some kind of special, and then when they text that number, it goes into your client's SMS text message list, or they can get an incentive by going to a landing page and you capture their email, or something along those lines. And like I said, we will dive into that in the future module in this course, but you need to kind of come up with some kind of incentive or the back-end strategy, because just because someone's giving your client a call and you got them a new customer, that's great. But if you can capture their information, get them on an email list or a text message list, or get them to like your customer's Facebook page, you're adding more value to your customer, and in return that means a longer lasting customer who's going to continue to pay that reoccurring income. So before you create your videos, you need to make sure you're writing them to get that call to action, to get them to call, to sign up, to text, or whatever it is. So come up with your back-end strategy. Like I said, you don't need to lay it all out. You at least need to know what it is so you can write it into your script and then create your video so that flows right into that call to action. So those are the 4 things you need to do before creating your video and right after your keyword research. It will help you rank videos, but in the end, what you're really doing is adding more value to your customer to get them as a longer lasting customer. So that's it. Let's go ahead and go on to step number 3 so you guys can start ranking your videos. You are totally awesome, because this is actually another video that I thought most people would probably skip, thinking, yeah, okay, Brandon, I know how to upload a video to YouTube, but when you're ranking videos for local businesses, there's a few things that you need to do differently than just uploading a video to YouTube. You have to put in the right title, the right description. There's things you need to put into your description. You can actually put in a city in the advanced settings. There's a lot you really need to do when uploading a video, and I don't think everyone knows every single little step that's going to give them that ranking advantage. So what we're going to do is actually flip over to the computer in just a second, and I'm actually going to upload a video with you so that you can watch me do it, and we're going to go through all the steps. Now, we do have a worksheet or a checklist for you guys to download, and you can download it right now. That was a terrible whistle, by the way, but you can go ahead and download it and print it out, and that way you have a sheet with you when you're uploading your client videos to YouTube, so you can make sure you're doing it 100% correct. So that sheet is already below this video. Go ahead, download it if you have not done it now. And let's flip over to the computer, and I'm going to upload a video with you guys and give the explanation of how to do it. So let's do that right now. See ya. Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is show you how to upload your video. Now we're going to go over everything. Plus, we're going to show you some ninja tricks that most people probably don't know about. I'm going to go ahead and say that most of you right now watching this video probably don't know all the stuff we're going to show you in this video. So please stay tuned through the entire thing, because we go over all the little steps. So the first thing you need to do is actually edit your video file. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to move my browser over a little bit, and there's my video. So this is actually my thumbnail that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. This is my video right here. The keyword we're going to be targeting is Ventura air conditioning. So we actually changed our video file name to Ventura air conditioning. Whatever your main keyword is, you want to make sure it's your file name. Now, for the first ninja trick here, on a PC, you can actually right-click it and go to Properties. And it's going to pull up the properties of the video file. Now, I don't use a Mac. I know James uses a Mac, and there's a lot of people probably out there that use a Mac. If you use a Mac, I don't think you can actually do this. I think this is only on a PC. So what you're going to do is actually go to Details, and you're just going to fill in a title. So you're going to write in Ventura Air Conditioning as the title. You're going to give it a 5-star rating. You're going to add in a subtitle, which could be your secondary keywords, like HVAC Ventura would be our secondary keyword. And then you can actually tag it. Oop, we want to give it a 5-star rating. Okay, and then tag it with, you know, air conditioning, AC, all that stuff. I'm not going to go ahead and fill them all out. And then you can even write in some comments with your keywords. And then what you're going to do is hit apply and then OK. Now your video is ready to go. It's optimized for your keyword in the title. It's optimized with the metadata. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and upload the video. So what you're going to do is go to log in and you hit upload. You come to this screen. What we're going to do is change it to unlisted. And I will show you why in a second. Where is our video? There it is. So now it's uploading. And the reason why we have it unlisted is because you can see how fast this is uploading. So it's uploading really, really fast, which means I haven't even had a chance to fill in the description. I haven't had a chance to fill in the title or anything. And if this thing goes live and I'm only halfway done filling it out, all this information is going to be indexed. It's not going to be indexed correctly. And it's going to take a while for it to re-index with the right kind of information. So we just want to leave it unlisted. And the reason we leave it unlisted is for that exact reason. We don't want our stuff to get indexed with the wrong information. So with the titles, what you want to do is you always want to put in the keyword first. This isn't something I'm just making up or pulling out of thin air here. This is what Google tells us. They actually tell us in their playbook that you need to put your keyword first. Whatever is the most important keyword for your video, you want to put it in the beginning of your title. So we're going to put our main keyword in the beginning. And then what we're going to do is put in our phone number. So I don't remember what the phone number is. I'm just going to write in a phone number. So that's the phone number. You would put in the phone number. And then what you would do is write in any secondary keywords. So let's say you wanted to also get ranked for Ventura HVAC. Then you would go ahead and write HVAC Ventura or whatever your secondary keywords are. So California. And so this way, we also have the CA in there in case anyone searches like Ventura, California, air conditioning, or anything along those lines. That's why we would put that in there. So it goes main keyword, contact information, and secondary keyword. And the reason why we do it that way is, let me just show you what it's going to look like once it comes up in Google. You can see that our main keyword is there, and then our contact information is there, so people might not even have to watch the video in order to give us a call. So that's why we put the phone number in there. So now the next thing you would do is write in a description, which I already have one written out, so I'm going to go copy and paste it in. Okay, so here's our description, and what we do is put in our incentive very first of our description. The very first thing is our incentive. Now the reason why we do this is because if Google and YouTube need to figure out what our description is or what kind of description to put in with our video, sometimes they grab the very first part by default. Now, here is the first ninja trick. If you surround your incentive with your main keyword, like Ventura HVAC and air conditioning, Google and YouTube will actually pick this out when someone searches for those keywords and throw in that whole line, which means your incentive gets thrown in there with them. And the reason you want that is because if someone's doing a search, you can see it says get 10% off Ventura HVAC, or whatever. It says get 10% off. No one else on the first page is going to be able to have a thing up there that says discount or get 10% off, but you do with that description. And as you can see, I typed in Ventura air conditioning, and they actually bolded Ventura HVAC because that was the keyword we're looking for. So they threw that line into the description here on the first page of Google, which obviously is our incentive. So when you're coming up with the description, you want to make sure it's first, and you also want to surround it with your keywords to ensure that that incentive is shown up in the Google search results. Then what you want to do is come up with about 200 to 400 word description of your video using your main keyword. You want to make sure it actually flows, it makes sense, it's not like spammy or keyword stuffing or anything like that, but you do want to include other keywords you're hopefully trying to get ranked for. So things like air conditioning, air repair, residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, installation, all that stuff. You want to throw it in there, but you want to do it with about 200 to 400 words and make sure that it flows and it's not spammy. The next thing you want to do is throw in your YouTube URL at the bottom. So whatever URL comes up here, you can go ahead and throw it in at the bottom. And the reason for that is because people will go and scrape your content, meaning they're going to try to look for content for their site. They're going to take your YouTube video and the descriptions and throw it on their site as their own. That's not really the best thing to do for them, but they do it anyways. And if your URL is in that description, then you're basically getting a free link back to your video. Now, the last thing you want to do with your description is put in your keyword or a related phrase at the very bottom. Now, I have no idea why, but Google and YouTube give a little more weight to whatever keyword you have at the bottom. Again, I have no idea why they do that, but they do, and it works. So you guys need to do that. So that's how I would do your description. Incentive with your keywords up there, 200 to 400 words, including secondary keywords. URL at the bottom with the main phrase at the right above the URL. Now, the next thing you want to do is add in tags. I've heard adding in a lot of tags is better than adding in just a few. In my opinion, adding in a few, at least under 10, is better because it's very hard for YouTube to determine what your video is all about if you have a million tags. But in all honesty, it's not terribly important how many tags you have. The thing that is important, because YouTube again told us this, I'm not just pulling this out of my butt here, this is actually something they told us to do, is put your most important tags first. So if our main keyword is Ventura air conditioning, you better make sure that Ventura air conditioning is your first tag. And then you can go through and just start adding other tags that are related to your video, secondary keywords and stuff like that. Now, you have the option of adding in a custom thumbnail. So what you're going to do is actually create a custom thumbnail. Now, if this option is not unlocked for you, go ahead and unlock it. And we're not going to walk through how to unlock it and get that ability. It's very easy. You just have to monetize one video on your channel. Just go and create a junk video you don't mind putting an ad on and throw an ad on it, and you should be able to unlock it. If you have any problems with it, go to YouTube. There's 1.5 million tutorials on how to do it. So what we're going to do is actually take our image. Now, this is the thumbnail that I've already created, and what we're going to do is, you can see we have our main keyword, Ventura HVAC. I was going to use air conditioning, but it just looked better with HVAC. But you want the main keyword in there because if someone's searching Ventura HVAC or Ventura air conditioning and they see a thumbnail that says the exact keyword they're looking for, they're going to click on it. And if you can throw in new customer discount, they're going to be even more inclined to click on it. So I would always write in some kind of incentive in there if your client is doing an incentive in the video, which I always recommend. So that's how you would do it. Now, before you upload it, you're going to do the exact same thing you did with the video. You're going to rename it your main keyword or even a secondary keyword. And then you're going to go in and you're going to add in properties to your thumbnail. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing it right now because I think you guys understand this, but you would just do that. Give it the rating and apply. And this just allows you to kind of upload files that are related and more related to your terms, because Google and YouTube have no idea what your video is about. So they really rely on everything text-based that's associated with your video. So that's how I would do that. Then you just go ahead and you upload it like you normally would. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and upload it. And now that is our main thumbnail. So we're going to hit Save Changes. And now what we're going to do is go to Advanced Settings. Now in Advanced Settings, you can actually write in your location. So I'm going to type in Ventura, California. And we're just going to pick this little guy up and drop it right on Ventura. We're going to hit Save Changes. Now you actually have a location associated with your video. Now that is very, very important for local videos, because if you're doing local videos and it's, you put in your video location as the city you're trying to get ranked in for, it's going to really, really help you out get ranked, because now your video is associated with that city. So that's basically it, except for one thing we have not done yet, which is adding in a transcript. So what I would do if I were you is I would go over to Fiverr.com, do a search for transcript or transcribe, and there's going to be a ton of gigs that will transcribe and give you a transcript of your video. It's $5, go ahead and do it. Unless you wrote out your script. Now, a lot of these videos are probably going to be 30 seconds, so you could probably just write out your own script on your own. And if you scripted out your video before, your transcript's already done. So what you would do is actually go to the video manager, and then you're going to go to edit on your video, and you're going to go to captions. And what you're going to do is hit add captions, and you're going to do upload a file. And then all you have to do is click on the upload button. And so you're going to find your transcript, and your transcript does need to be a TXT file. And what you're going to do, obviously again, is rename it your main keyword, and you can even put in the properties file as you want. And then as it uploads, you're going to see it says transcript sync in progress. Check again in a little while. And that's it. Your video is uploaded. You gave every single ranking factor you possibly could, and now you're ready to move on to the next video. So that's how I want you to upload all the videos for your local clients, because that's how you basically get every single ranking advantage. So now that we did every single ranking advantage, we did uploading right, what we're going to do is go ahead and set that baby live. So we're going to change it, and you can change this to whatever you want, the category. I haven't noticed a huge difference in categories as far as ranking things. You hit save, and now your video is live, and you can move on to the next video. So go ahead, and if you haven't already done it, download the check sheet so you know if you're doing it right from here on out. But that's how you would upload your videos with every single ranking advantage. And let's move on to the next video. I'll see you guys there. So you've done the keyword research, you created your video, and you uploaded it correctly. Now you're ready for backlinks, right? Not so quick. There's actually a couple steps that you need to do to really give you that edge to outrank your competition and get a little bit of faster results. These are things like utilizing playlists, sharing it on social media, and getting YouTube activity. And we're gonna cover all that right now. So I'm gonna jump on over to my computer, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. All right, so after you upload your video to YouTube, there's going to be a couple things that you want to do. The very first thing you want to do is add it into a playlist. YouTube knows the most powerful videos and the most popular videos are getting added into playlists every single day. And this is something they tell us to do in the playbook. And again, if they tell us to do it in the playbook, you better make sure that you're doing it. So the very first thing is put your video in a playlist. You can create a playlist in your own channel, put the video in there, and then you're done. If you want to put it in another playlist, you can do that as well. The main thing to do, or to remember, is to make that playlist name your main keyword, or the niche that is going in. So if you're doing a lot of plumber videos, create a playlist called plumbers and throw your plumber videos in that playlist. Or if you're doing one for Los Angeles plumbers, create a playlist called Los Angeles plumbers and put it in there. Now, if the video goes onto your client's channel, then you still can add their video into your playlist, and you can create a playlist on their channel, so then it's being added into two different playlists. I recommend trying to put all of your clients' videos on your channel, just because it gives you a little bit more power in controlling their video. You know, you can always do things like change out the title and the description without having to worry about logging in and all that stuff. But understandably, some clients will want it on their own channel. We'll get into that in a little bit more later, but the thing you need to remember is just put it in a playlist that is the main keyword that you're trying to rank for. The other thing you're going to write down for right now, we're going to go into it in a little bit, but the backlinking, you want to build backlinks to that playlist too, because if your video is in a playlist that's titled the main keyword, and then you build backlinks to that playlist can rank within YouTube, which is pretty awesome because you're going to get more views, but your video is going to start ranking very Well, because YouTube's going to realize, hey, this video is in a playlist called Los Angeles Plumbers, and there's a bunch of links going to it, all with anchor text Los Angeles Plumbers. This video must be relevant and related to the term Los Angeles Plumbers. So you definitely want to do that, and we'll go through the rest of the steps right now, and then we'll show you guys some examples. So the next thing is YouTube activity. Now this is very important. Now if you have a lot of subscribers, then you don't really need to worry about it, but getting likes and comments and views on your video within the first hour of uploading is pretty important. Now, for local videos, it's not extremely important, but if you can do it, great. If not, it's not something you really need to worry about. I'd go for some pretty competitive stuff on YouTube, and getting that YouTube activity right off the bat, for me, is pretty important. But when we're doing local videos, it's usually less competitive. You don't need to focus on that a lot. So I don't want you guys to really focus on a lot of YouTube activity. But doing simple things, you know, like if you have an email list, emailing them out, or asking your client to send it to their email list, things like that will help you get YouTube activity. And in that email, you might want to ask them, hit the like button, or you leave a comment, make sure you watch the video and share it, and that type of stuff. The next thing you want to do is get social indicators. So this is sharing it on social media. Again, with local videos, it's not extremely important, but it will help you out. So these would be things like Facebook shares, Google Pluses, Pinterest pins, tweets, and all of that stuff. Now, the thing you need to be careful about this is you don't want, you want to make it look as natural as possible. So I don't recommend going out and just blasting your video with all of this stuff. I want you guys to keep it natural, keep it real. Don't buy a lot of fake, you know, views and comments, or really don't buy any fake views. But the other thing to kind of keep in mind is that you want to keep things looking natural, which means that if you only have 10 YouTube views, but you went out and bought 2,000 social indicators, that may not look too natural right off the bat. So just try to keep things looking natural. Just a little bit right off the bat for local videos is totally awesome. So again, share it with social media, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, ask people to like it and comment on it and all that stuff. And you can even have your clients put it on their profiles if they have a decent social media following. So I mean, it's pretty basic. The main thing here is really to add it into playlists. That's something a lot of people don't do. And then the YouTube activity and social indicators, just share it, let people know about it, that type of stuff. So right now what we're going to do is hop into YouTube, and I'm going to show you guys the playlist and the way to set it up. And then the YouTube activity and social indicators we're not going to dive into because that's pretty straightforward. Just tell people about it. That's all you really need to do. And it's not extremely important for local videos, but playlists are. So with that said, let's jump over to YouTube and I'll show you guys how to set it up. Okay, so here we are on YouTube, and right now what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a playlist. I'm not going to dive too much into it because, again, I don't want to get too carried away with the details, but all you would do is go to Video Manager like I just did, click on Playlists, and then you want to add in a new playlist, and then you're going to call it either the main industry or your keyword. So if we were doing Los Angeles Plumbers, we would go in there and write Los Angeles Plumbers and hit Create. And then in the description, you just write out a decent sized description talking about Los Angeles Plumbers and all that stuff, and then you can add your video URL right there. So that's how you would do it, and you can go into the settings and mess around with it, but that's really all you need to do. And then every video you do, or you want to add into your playlist, just add it right here, and that's it, and then hit done, and you're all set. So I'm going to delete that one because we're not using that right now. And here's some playlists that I already have set up on this channel. So as you guys can see, we have one set up for Long Island wedding and catering venues. And what we ended up doing is just having one video in there, and then if you click on the playlist, you get a URL here at the top. This URL we are actually going to use and build backlinks to this playlist. So that's going to play a big role in getting your video ranked, because I want to show you guys this Long Island wedding venues. At the time of doing this, they're ranked number 2 for Long Island wedding venues, Long Island catering halls, and this is a pretty decently competitive niche, but we've used this playlist little trick here to give them a little extra power to their video. And they're actually ranking for a whole bunch of stuff, so I really like using this playlist technique. Here's another one for restaurants. So when we do a restaurant video, we'll throw it into this playlist as well, including our review videos. So when we go into our review videos, we'll throw them in there as well, just to give them a little more power. It also allows us to show that we are active on YouTube, gives us a little YouTube activity. So that's really how you would do it. Again, you can either do one main one for the entire niche, or you can get local like we did here. It's not terribly important. The main thing is just put it in a playlist, build backlinks to your playlist, and you're good to go. So that's really what you need to do after your video is uploaded. After that, you're done. You can move right on to the backlinking, and that's probably what we should do. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and we're going to dive right into the backlinking. So be prepared, because it's going to be a lot of info, especially if you're not used to backlinking. So grab your notepad, and I'll see you there. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Intro to Backlinks. This is backlinking the easy, safe, and smart way. So if you are brand new to all this ranking stuff, this is going to be a very informative video for you. So what backlinks basically do is help get your video ranked. So if you're brand spanking new to all this ranking stuff, you do the on page, you do the upload, you put the right keywords in the titles and descriptions and all that stuff, and you still need more power. Well, this is exactly what you guys need to do next. This is getting backlinks, because backlinks essentially tell Google your video is very important and should rank higher. So what we're going to cover in this video is basically what a backlink is, why do we use them, and do you actually need them? So if you are advanced and you have ranked videos and you've done backlinking before, you'll probably know everything in this video, but I still recommend you go through it and you listen to it, because you might pick up on a couple things here, and it might help you understand the entire structure and ways we're going to be using backlinking for our videos to help them rank. So let's go ahead and move right into this. Basically, what is a backlink? Backlink essentially is a link on a website that points to your video. So if I had a website called brandoniscool.com and I wrote an article and I had a link on that article that pointed to my video, well, I just got one backlink from that website, brandoniscool.com, pointing to my site. So as you guys can see there, this just looks like that. Website's basically pointing to the video. I mean, everyone knows what a link is. You want more websites and higher quality websites having links to your video, because that's going to help it rank. So we want really high quality sites that link to our video, because that's going to give us more quality. We want high quality linking, because that's just going to give us more authority and our video more authority. So if CNN was to link to our video, and then some website I set up 2 days ago links to the video, Google's not really going to care about that website 2 days ago that was linking to my site. They're going to look at CNN and be like, wow, this huge authority site is linking to this video. It's very important. So what we're going to do is essentially get authority sites to link to our videos. And authority sites aren't just CNN or Wikipedia or like LA Times or Huffington Post. Basically what authority sites are just sites that have a lot of content. They have a lot of backlinks themselves. They're just really powerful sites. So there may be sites out there you guys don't even know about or have never heard about that have a lot of authority in Google's eyes. And so what we're going to be doing is getting those authority sites linking to our video. And that's really the most effective thing here. So when it comes to backlinking, quality always outweighs quantity. So you could get 1 million backlinks from really spammy and really low quality crappy sites, but if you get just 1 or 2 backlinks or even 20 backlinks from a really high quality site, your video is always going to outrank someone that has just a lot of quantity of links. So they have really crappy lots and lots of crappy backlinks. You know, and here's another thing too, is if you hear other people talk about backlinking stuff and video SEO and stuff like that, and they tell you to just spam your videos, I would never ever recommend you do that with just a ton of links, because it may be working right now, but what we want to do is basically set up our videos, your videos, and your clients' videos to
withstand any algorithm updates, because we don't want to be out there spamming things and trying to get our videos to go higher than everyone else, and then Google releases an update and then all of a sudden our video drops. What we want to do is do it right, do it with quality, and ensure that our video remains ranked because we're doing everything right and we're doing it the right way. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on here, is quality from authority sites. Now, for those of you who don't know what a backlink is, like I said, it's just a link pointing to your website or your video, and there's ways and different things that Google looks at with a link, and one of them is your anchor text. So if you look at a link that right here, and the sentence says a link on a website will look like this, the words look like this are actually hyperlinked, and they're pointing to a video or wherever I have it going. The anchor text is the words look like this, and they will look at the anchor text to determine what a video is about. So if we're trying to rank a video for Los Angeles plumber and we have backlinks pointing to our video and it's all hyperlinked Los Angeles plumber, well, that's going to give Google a very good indication that our video is about a Los Angeles plumber. Now, in the next couple of videos, we're going to talk a little bit more about anchor text profiles and stuff like that, but this is just a very introductory video here. So keep in mind, you won't want all of your backlinks pointing to your video saying Los Angeles plumber, especially if you're trying to rank for a couple different terms. So when I rank videos for clients, I'm usually going for 5 to 10 different terms. I might be charging them, for 3 keywords or 5 keywords, but I like to vary it up and kind of over deliver on my stuff. So I always mix it up, and plus that, that looks very natural in Google's eyes. They don't want you having links, all your links pointing to your site with one anchor text. They want a variety. So that's essentially what anchor text is. And like I said, anchor text will play a role, and we're going to talk about it more in the future. But as long as you guys understand what anchor text is and don't throw all your backlinks at your video with the same anchor text, that's all you need to know for this video. So why do we use backlinks? Well, like I said, Google ranks everything off just a few different factors, but backlinks are the most important for competitive terms. So if you do your on page, you put the right keywords in the titles, you have the very good description, and you do everything else I tell you to do, well, your video could rank on its own, especially if you have a lot of channel authority and you've built up your channel. It could rank, but for competitive stuff, it most likely won't, and that's why we need backlinks. Now, every single website or listing that comes up on a search in Google, I guarantee they have backlinks, or they've used optimization, or someone has gone there and optimized it. So Yelp is the reason why they come up so many times on these local searches, is because they have a team of people optimizing and getting backlinks and doing everything for their stuff. So every single listing that comes up on the first page, I can guarantee you has some kind of optimization. So that means we need to do some kind of optimization to our videos so that we can get up there and compete with them. Okay, so that's just the way it is. That's just the way it works. Every single listing on the first page is basically been optimized, and you'll also notice that a lot of them are authority sites. So you'll notice a lot of Yelps, and you'll notice a lot of directory sites like Yellow Pages and stuff like that coming up, because those are big authorities. And so Google really looks at authority sites and gives them a little bit more power. But the way they became authority sites is because of optimization and backlinking and all this stuff that they've been doing and their teams have been doing. So essentially what we want to do is do the same thing, because we need to be able to compete with them, especially for the long or the more competitive keywords. So the videos with higher quality links and link power are going to rank higher. That's just the way it is. That's just how it works. So we need higher quality links and we need link power to make our video look like an authority and show Google that it is the authority, and then bada bing bada boom, we get it to rank. So will we need backlinks on all of our videos? Yeah, probably will. If you want to get them ranked, we probably are going to need backlinks. Now, easy keywords, you don't always need them. That's why our review videos rank very easily, because no one's really competing for those review terms. And so that's why the videos rank generally pretty easy without any backlinks. So very easy keywords, you don't always need them. You can just upload it, let it rank, and see how it goes. Now, medium keywords, you're most likely going to need them. There's never really been a case for me where a medium keyword was able to rank without any backlinks. My sold with video channel, from time to time that will happen, just because my channel has so much power and is authority that it will rank. But when you're starting out, medium keywords, you're probably going to need backlinks like 99.99% of the time. And hard keywords, you will absolutely need them. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you want to rank for hard keywords, you will need backlinks, and we're going to cover that in this whole module in the next few videos. Now, if you don't want to use backlinks for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't. You do have a couple options. You can try it without them and just see what happens. Upload your videos, do all the on-page optimization stuff. Can guarantee you probably won't rank. So you can try it and see what happens. And if you don't want to spend the time to do it because it's too much work to go and get backlinks and all that stuff, which it isn't, but if you don't want to, you have two options. You can either let us do it for you. We'll go find these authority sites, link them over to your video and get your videos ranked for you. So you definitely have that option available. If it, backlinking is taking up too much time for you or whatever your reasoning is, you can just let us do it. That's perfectly fine. Or you guys can just use Facebook and YouTube ads to get your client results, because at the end of the day, your client doesn't really care if the video is ranked. All they want is results. We're just ranking it so that they can actually get results. But if you're, if this whole ranking thing is like over your head, you do have options. Just use Facebook ads and YouTube ads to get your clients results. There's not a problem with that. But what I like to do is all three, and I give my client the best results and I charge them top dollar for it. And everyone's happy. They're getting money, they're making money, I'm making money, everybody's happy. So those are your options if you don't want to use them. Just let us do it or get your Facebook and YouTube ads. But basically, if you don't go and get backlinks, your videos will not rank. That's just the way it is. And don't forget, I want you guys to keep in mind, every listing on the first page is there because they optimized it. They have good quality backlinks. They didn't just get lucky and then all of a sudden these listings appeared on the first page. So you're definitely going to need backlinks, especially when you start getting into the more competitive keywords. If you want to compete with the listings that are being optimized and are getting backlinks, you need to do the exact same thing. So that's just the way it is. And we're going to get into more of the nitty-gritty and the details on exactly what to do, how to do it, where to get it outsourced, all of that good stuff. You will need to optimize your videos to get there. So why don't we just go ahead, end this video. We'll move on to the next one and we'll get into all the details. And I'm sure you guys will totally enjoy it, and I'll see you there.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along here. This is the video called How to Use the Backlinking the Easy, Safe, and Smart Way. So what we're going to do in this video is give you guys an overview of basically what we're going to be doing with our backlinking. Now, if at any point this video seems overwhelming or anything like that, just take it very slowly, listen to it a few times, and if it's still just kind of too much information for you, that's fine. Just move on to the next video. As long as you follow exactly what I do in the next video, because we will be doing the outlinking and outsourcing it and showing you guys where to go and get your links for this, so you have high quality links. You can just follow the steps I do, and you don't necessarily need to have a full understanding of how everything's working. But for those of you who like to understand what's working, what you can do to give you that edge over everyone else, this is the perfect video for you. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And this is what we're going to cover. We're going to cover the backlinking structure, because I want you guys to actually understand what's going on. Why does this work? Why is this high quality? And why is this such a good strategy? This whole backlinking structure that we're going to be using is explained in this video. So we're going to cover that first, and then we're going to go into how to keep your backlinking profile safe and natural. So, obviously you don't want to do things that Google doesn't want you to do, like wrong kind of anchor text and stuff like that. So we're going to cover the backlink profile so that it's safe and natural looking, and then what we're going to do is go right into the backlinking for long-term success. So obviously we want to do things right, and we want to do things so Google doesn't deem it as bad or anything like that. And obviously you want to bring your client the best result. So what we're going to do at the very end is show you how to get the long-term success. So we're not here just trying to get the videos ranked and then just set and forget about it. We kind of are, but we're not going to be just going and just like getting it up there and then letting it stay there for a little bit. We want these things to be ranked for a long time, because when you can get these videos ranked for a long time, that means it's really less work for you down the road. So there is going to be some work up front, and there is going to be some costs up front, but as long as you do it right,
you're not going to have to worry about it once it's really up there. So let's go ahead and dive into this a little bit more. The backlinking structure is about quality, authority, and link power. So basically what we're going to be doing is starting with our video down there at the bottom. And so what we're going to do, the first type of links, what we're going to do is get authority articles and Web 2.0 authority sites. So let's start with the Web 2.0s. Web 2.0s are basically blog sites like WordPress or webs.com. These are basically websites that you can go and get a free account on and set up blogs or websites or whatever. They are authority sites. So like WordPress.com or WordPress.org, I can't remember which one it is a huge website. And then webs.com offers people to sign up and host a free blog on their site. Well, there's probably hundreds of thousands of people who have blogs on those sites. So it's a huge authority. And so basically what we're going to be doing is going to these Web 2.0 sites that allow us to create free accounts and set up these blogs. And what's happening is we're basically stealing the authority or borrowing the authority from these huge sites and just drafting it over to our video. So what we do is we sign up for these authority sites, and in the next video we show you guys exactly how to do it so you're not physically doing it, because it could be very time consuming if you're trying to do all of this yourself. So I wouldn't recommend doing all this yourself with the Web 2.0s. We'll give you guys the sources on where to get those done. But basically that's what's going to happen is you're just going to sign up with these huge authority sites, and then you're going to put good quality content on it. We're going to show you the service that we use even hires professional writers to write the content for us. So it's good quality content, it's adding value, and then we're using that authority and drafting it right over to our video. So then what we do is we get authority articles. So these are articles on a different authority site. So these are going to be sites that are all really, really powerful and have a lot of link power and quality behind them. And then what they're going to do is they're looking for content. They're looking for content, to make their site even bigger and bigger and bigger. So what happens is our article writers will go ahead and give them articles, good quality articles, and in exchange for providing them content, they will allow a link in those articles back to our video. So as you can see here, we have the two things right here, the authority articles and the Web 2.0 authorities, and we get all of these set up for us, all the content's written for us, everything is set up, and then it links back over to our video. So that's the first two types of links that I would focus on, and the reason why is because we're getting high quality articles on high quality sites with a lot of link power, and they're going right over to our video. And the best part about it is we don't have to do any work, we just outsource it, and bada bing bada boom, it's done for us. Very, very cool. So what happens after that is we want more Web 2.0s pointing to the Web 2.0s that are pointing to our video. Now what's going to happen is, since these Web 2.0s right here are on huge authority sites, they're going to be very powerful. But if we can get more authority sites pointing to our authority sites, it's going to make our authority sites look even more important. And then in return, it's going to make our video look extremely, extremely important, which is why we're able to rank for very high competition local keywords. It's very, very easy when you can follow this structure. So what we're going to do after that is then get social bookmarks pointing to our Web 2.0s. So what's going to happen is now what we're doing is we're building social bookmarks to our Web 2.0s, which are already authorities, and then these authorities are looking more powerful, and then that's pointing to these Web 2.0s, and then that makes our video look super massively just huge. It makes it look very, very important. Now again, the best part about all of this right here is we use one outsourcing source that does all of this for us. We don't even have to do it. They provide all the content from professional writers who write good quality content, who build these out for us, and then link it all to our video. And they do it SEO safe. They do it with high quality, and they do it with a lot of link power, and it's absolutely amazing because we spend 5 minutes sending them the information. They handle everything else. It's out of this world. It's crazy cool. So those are the first things I would start with. Now if you need more power, if something is not looking right, or you just want to just give it a little bit more power in the beginning, what I would do is use social bookmarks to the video as well, and you can use onlywire.com for that. Or you can go to Fiverr, which is FIVERR.com, and you can hire someone for $5 to run your video through their OnlyWire account. So I would do some social bookmarks, or go to Fiverr and get some social bookmarks. Not a lot. I would say maybe like 100 or so. I don't think you're going to need more than that, because and even 100 might be overkill. Start with like 30 or 40 and see what happens. But basically what's going to happen is when you start doing all of this, your video is looking very, very important. So what else can we do with these local videos to get them ranked? Well, the next thing I would focus on is social indicators, which is right over here. Now, social indicators aren't necessarily backlinks, but what I call them as social indicators, what most people call them are social signals. But you know, if you hear anyone call it social indicators, it's because they got it from me. That's my term that I call everything. And these are just like Facebook likes, Pinterest pins, Twitter tweets, whatever. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but tweets on Twitter, Google Plus shares, all of that stuff. Now, obviously, we don't want to buy it. We don't want fake social indicators. We want real stuff, you guys. We're not here trying to spam the crap out of these videos in hopes that they rank, because sometimes they do rank and sometimes they just get sandboxed to no man's land. So you definitely want to make sure these are real. And with local videos, you don't need a lot of them, which is awesome, because there's not a lot of competition out there. There's no one really doing this stuff, at least not on a big scale. So social indicators, this could be like sharing it on your profiles, asking your friends to like it, like post it up on Facebook and say, hey guys, give this a like, or something along those lines. You could even, post it on your client's Facebook page if they have one. And if they don't have a Facebook page, hey, guess what? That could be an upsell you could give them. Say, hey, you should really put this on Facebook. We could do it for $100 or whatever it is. Or we can set up your Facebook page for $200 or whatever you guys want to charge. So social indicators, you definitely want some of those. And again, that's Pinterest, Twitter, Google, and Facebook, I think, are the 4 main ones. But yeah, definitely want to get some social indicators. And then after that, we want YouTube activity. And again, we do not want you to pay for views. We do not want you to pay for comments or likes or anything along those lines. You will greatly increase the risk of your YouTube channel and video being absolutely deleted from YouTube the second you buy any of that stuff. Do not buy any views. Do not buy any YouTube activity at all. But what you can do is post the video to YouTube. Obviously you post it to YouTube, but post it to Facebook and your social media sites and ask people to go to the page and like it, just like you would with the social indicators. Now, what's going to end up happening is what I call the viral effect. Okay, so when you upload a video to YouTube and a video goes viral, what happens? Well, people comment on it, people backlink to it, people start sharing it on social media, people are using YouTube activity. And when we can replicate this even on a small scale, this viral effect, then our videos rank very, very easily. And again, all we're doing for this part right here is spending 5 minutes at sending it to our outsourcer. We're spending maybe another 5 minutes of social bookmarks if we even need them at all. And then we're spending 5 minutes posting it on Facebook and 5 minutes getting some YouTube activity, whether it's posting it on Facebook, running an ad at it, if you have an email list, sending it to your email list or anything like that. So really all we're doing is spending 15, 20 minutes at the most, okay? And this should be enough to rank most local videos. And if it doesn't, then maybe just go through and do it again, okay? So it's very, very simple. And again, I don't want you guys spending a ton of time on this because you can outsource it and it's pretty affordable to outsource it. It shouldn't be too hard. So that's the backlinking structure. That's basically all we're going to be doing. Now, what you need to do is go into the safe link profile, because when you start setting this up, you need to make sure you follow these guidelines. Again, when we're doing this, we want to do it safe. We want to do it with high quality. We want authority. We want link power. So what we do, and the video before this, we talked about anchor text. And basically what anchor text is the hyperlinked words in a backlink. So if you don't know what that is, just go to the video, I think number 5 or whatever, or number 6, whatever's before this video, go there and check out the thing on the anchor text. Now, what we want to use as our anchor text is our main keyword, any secondary keywords, any keyword variations, general keywords, and company name. So if your main keyword was Los Angeles plumber, obviously you want to use things like Los Angeles plumber, plumber in Los Angeles, stuff like that. Secondary keywords would be like other keywords you kind of want to get ranked for, maybe as a bonus or something, or related keywords. So these could be like great plumbers in Los Angeles, plumber in Los Angeles, stuff like that. The variations would be like, check out this great plumber in Los Angeles. So they're all related. They're just long tail keywords. They're not using Los Angeles plumber over and over and over again, because that doesn't look natural. It's not what Google wants, and you definitely need to make sure you mix it all up. So the next step after that would be the general keywords, and these are things like click here, see more, get more information, check out this video, things that have nothing really to do with the keyword. But what's going to happen is when people start naturally linking to you, they're going to write articles and say stuff like that. Click here, check it out here. So what we want is in our link profile is the same type of links, so that it's very diverse and looks very natural and clean. So that's exactly what we want. And then company name, because people will link to your video and use your company name as well. So we want a very diverse link profile when we start doing all of this stuff. And in the next video, we'll show you guys exactly how to set all of that up. It's not very hard. Very, very easy. So the next thing is we want different types of backlinks. And if you do exactly what I just followed, you'll do exactly that. The only thing you might want to add in is article marketing. And I don't even know if you really need this, but if you want to do it, we use a service called Unique Article Wizard. But 99% of the time, you probably won't even need to use article marketing. So I would just start with your Web 2.0s and your social bookmarks and build up that tiered backlinking through the outsourcer we use, and you guys should be fine. So I wouldn't even worry about the article marketing, but you definitely want different types of links, because you don't want just Web 2.0s pointing your site, because again, we're trying to do things naturally and look as natural as possible. So the next thing we're going to do is backlink the video YouTube URL using the HTTPS and the HTTP. So basically what this means, if you grab your YouTube URL, you're going to notice that it's either could be with the S or without the S, secure or not secure. Most of our backlinks, I would say like 80% of them or 90% are going to go to HTTP, but then we're going to throw some at the HTTPS just to make it look a little more natural. We want a very diverse looking link profile, and that's basically all you need to do. That's all you really need to worry about. And again, in the next video, we'll show you guys how to set all that up. Very, very easy stuff. Now, the things we don't want to do, again, do not buy views, do not buy comments, do not buy likes. Don't do that. You're putting yourself at a huge risk, and you're putting your client at a huge risk, and they're the ones giving you the check. So you don't want to put the person who's giving you the money at risk. Definitely do not do that. Do not build thousands upon thousands upon thousands of backlinks. That's a terrible, terrible idea. Right now, what's happening is quality is definitely trumping anything else. So quality links, these are links from authority sites. These are links with a lot of power behind them. That is what is really ranking very, very well right now. You may be able to get away with spammy thousands and thousands of backlinks, but honestly, right now, we don't even really waste our time doing anything like that. We would rather build quality things that Google is looking for, and use those authority sites and link power, because down the road, that's what they want. So that's what we're going to give them, even though it might take us a little bit more time and be a little bit more expensive. It's really the right way to do it. So that's what I would do. Focus on quality. Just do it right from the beginning, and you guys will be really happy that you did. So let's go on to the next thing here, backlinking for long-term success. So like I said, you want to backlink the videos. You want to use the tiered backlinking. Quality, quality, quality is what we're going after, and quality from authority and link power. That's exactly what we want, and that's going to give us long-lasting results, because when we look at our backlinking structure here, it takes a while for Google to realize, like, oh, okay, these links are pointing here, and these links are pointing to this one, and these ones are pointing to this. So, so these must be really, really popular. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 months for all of this to kind of register in Google and get big results like that. And what's going to happen is these right here will mature over time and become more powerful. So even in 2 weeks in, these might be like powerful on a scale to 1 to 10. They might be a 7. It might be on the first page, but 3 or 4 months down the road, this might be like a 9. And then, you know, a year down the road, it may be like a 10 on the scale of 1 to 10. So, you know, over time, this is going to give you really long lasting results. So definitely want to focus on quality when you're backlinking the videos. I sound like a broken record, I know that, but let's move on to the next thing. We want to also backlink the channel, and you don't really need to do this all the time, but if you have like a channel that's dedicated to just lawyers or just dentists or whatever, you may want to start building backlinks to the channel so that you understand, or that the Google realizes this is a channel that's really about lawyers, and you're going to start ranking very, very easy over time. So if you can build up channels that you put your videos on, like I have several different channels that I've built up for all of my clients. I know you guys see the expert local business there, but that was more or less set up just for demoing purposes in this course. We have other channels that we have built up where we put our local clients on there, and yeah, we had to pay some money, and yeah, it took some time to do it. But right now, when we upload a video to those channels, it just ranks so easily because our channel is now an authority, and it's authority on either various topics or it's an authority on a certain topic. It really doesn't matter. And same with my Sold with Video channel. I can upload a video there and it just ranks super easy for super competitive keywords because I've built up the channel authority on it. I've built backlinks to it over the course of a year. So if this is going to be a long-term thing for you guys, you definitely need to backlink your channel. It's going to make your life way, way, way easier. And that's another thing that Google's starting to focus on is, again, quality. And so they're giving more emphasis and more power towards authority sites and authority channels. So that's why we want authority backlinks, and that's why we want authority channels. The next thing is backlink your playlist. So if you're doing various channel or various topics like the expert local business, what you're going to want to do is just create a playlist for every single industry and then backlink that industry. So we might have a playlist set up for dentists, and then we might have a playlist set up for chiropractors, right? So what we would do is build backlinks to all those channels. So I'm going to go into a little more in depth on each one really quick. So you want to backlink the videos. Duh, you guys already know that, right? So like duh. So basically what's going to happen is all of this stuff is going to mature over time, and quality matures over time, gives you long lasting results. So that's basically what's going on here. Authority and quality pointing to our video that matures the longer it's up, and that's what we want because then it gives us long-lasting results. We've literally had videos that have been ranked on page 1 for a year without any work other than the initial setup. So that's that. Backlinking the channel. Again, what we do here is we just get our Web 2.0s, we point them to the channel, that goes to our video, and our video goes up over time. Like I said with the authority sites like CNN and Yelp, like those pages are all over the place of the first page, and that's because it's an authority, and it works the same way with YouTube channels, and we can do that for your local clients. You have channels set up that you put their videos on. It just makes your life way, way easier. So backlinking the channel. Also, other things that give you channel authority are subscribers, more videos, consistent uploads, playlists, and legitimate comments on other channels. So just be active on YouTube. You don't need to do a lot of it. Spend 5 minutes and comment on some other people's videos and stuff like that. Add videos into playlists, create playlists, add consistent uploads, keep putting review videos on there, do more videos, get more subscribers. I know with local businesses that's kind of hard to do when you have local, but again, don't pay for any of this stuff. Just let it happen over time. The more you guys do this and the more you build up these channels, the easier it's going to be on you. So backlinking the channel. So what we're going to do is just pull up a quick example here, and this is the expert local business one. So what I would do is just go to my channel, I would delete that, and then this right here would be my URL, and I would just backlink to this URL, and I would do it with the S there and without the S. So that's basically the URL you would use. You just build backlinks to that URL. That's it. Nothing hard about that. Now our playlist, what you would do is you go to playlist here, and it's going to pull up this page, and then all you would do is just create new playlist, and you put in the title, whatever the title is, so dentist, you put in the title, and then you go ahead and then you add a video right there. You just put in the URL right here, boom, bada bing, bada boom, you hit select, it goes in there. That's all you need to do. And then add in a description, a very well written description with your keywords that talk about dentists, and then all you would do is go back to your playlist. You just need to click on any of them really, so air conditioning, and then that right there is your playlist, and you would just backlink that playlist with and without the HTTPS and HTTP, both of them. And so what happens is every time you do a video about air conditioning, you just throw it underneath this powerful playlist that's been backlinked for air conditioning terms, and you're giving your video a little bit more power. And again, so that's the same thing with playlists. I'm going to move this over so it's centered because it's irritating me. So there we go. Again, your Web 2.0 is going to your channel and then your playlist. And you don't need to go out and just backlink your channel and just backlink your playlist. When you're already building backlinks to your video, why not throw another link or two to a channel and playlist? And over time, it gets more and more and more backlinks going to it. And then over time, all your videos start going up. So how cool is that? So playlist and channel, don't spend a ton of time on it. Like I said, when you're doing your videos, just throw 1 or 2 links into your channel and playlist as well. And you know, backlink the playlist. We just showed you an example. All you would do is just click on one of your playlists, grab the URL. That's the URL you would use to backlink. So that's it for this video, you guys. In the next video, what we're going to do is walk you through every single step, what we do, where we outsource it, all of that good stuff. I'm really excited. It's very simple. And so why don't we just do it? Let's move on to the next one. I'll see you guys there. Okay, here we are. This is the backlinking structure. This is basically what we're going to be doing to do all the backlinking. Like I said, this is the structure here we're going to be using. We want some Web 2.0s and we want to build up those Web 2.0s. It's called tiered backlinking. It works really, really well because you're using authority sites to push their authority to your video, and then you're making those authorities even get more authority. So it's absolutely amazing. It works very, very well, and we're going for quality here. We're not trying to, spam the crap out of our videos or anything like that. What we're doing is we're focusing on quality and pushing that quality, authority, and link power over to our video. So like I said, I would outsource all of this because this can be very time consuming if you try to do it all yourself. It's definitely possible, and I'll show you some places you can go if you want to build this out yourself for whatever reason, if you do want to save some money or whatever. But honestly, you guys, when you start getting more clients, it's not even worth your time to do it yourself. Just outsource as much as possible. Now, these green ones here, definitely I would recommend doing that yourself, or paying even for some advertising to get them done. YouTube activities, it's going to take you 5 minutes to just do it yourself. So plus there's not really much you can do there anyways. Social bookmarks, same thing, just outsource it or get an account at OnlyWire and send some stuff to it. And then authority articles, we'll cover all that right now. So the first place we're going to use, and this is the one that I use, and what they're going to do is basically build up your web authority profiles and your article authority articles for you. They're going to do everything for you. They're going to do the article writing. They're going to do everything. So what we're going to do is hop over there right now, and it's the hoth.com. So you got to sign up for an account. I think right when you go to their website, there's not even really a website, it's just a sign up form. So you got to create an account there, and then all you're going to do is just go to place order, and I'm going to walk you through how to set up the order. But first, I want to show you the 3 different packages that they have. Now, when I do this, I basically let them handle everything. I send it out and do it, and often this is the only thing I need to do to rank videos. I just do a Hoth package and my videos will rank really, really well. And then if I do a month 2 with the same package, it's like game over. These things just work. They just work really, really well. And one of the reasons why I like it is because they kind of do this whole backlinking structure for you. So let's go ahead and look at their structure here. Let me pull it up. And so what they're doing is taking your video and they're building up your authority sites. They're building up more authority sites, pointing to those authority sites. Then they're getting the social bookmarks and all that stuff to kind of push the juice through the chain. And then what they do is they then take articles and they do your authority article marketing. So your authority articles, basically they have authority sites and that want content. They'll submit content to those sites and then in exchange give a link to your video. So they do all of that for you. Now there's 3 different packages. So the mini is only $60. It's not very expensive at all. Now you do have 2 options between Filipino content and American content. Basically what this means is there's Filipino writers or there's American writers. Now obviously American writers will probably write just stellar, amazing articles, and the Filipinos still write really good content, but they're just in the Philippines. Now, a lot of the Filipinos are brought up learning English. So they're very good English speaking, but obviously American content is going to be the best, and you're going to have to pay top dollar for it. But Filipino content is still pretty darn phenomenal, and it's well worth doing that and getting it done. And that way you can budget either your client a little bit less money, or you can make more money going with Filipino. And I always go with Filipino, absolutely no problems. The content is still really good. So we have here the Myth, the Hoth Mini, and this is for very low competition keywords. These would be for keywords and videos that you upload, and they, just by uploading it, they're on page like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, and you do one of these, the mini package, and you'll see a good jump. So if you upload a video without any backlinks, it is already on like page 2 or 3, maybe 4 and 5. Run this, pay $60, run it, and it'll be fine. You'll get onto page 1. So what they do is take one article, and then they're going to create 3 blogs. So they're going to set up 3 authority blogs for you. Each of those blogs is going to have 3 posts on it. So they're essentially creating 3 authority sites with 3 pages on it, and all those pages are going to be linking to your video. And then they're going to do tier 2. So then they're going to build links to those, and then they're going to give you those. They're going to give you 50 private network posts, which are basically those authority articles, and point those all to your video. So low competition keywords, this is great. Now, for anything above that, you're going to want to do the medium or the platinum. So this is for hard keywords, and this is for medium, obviously. But look at the difference here. It's a difference of $50, and you get way more links out of here and way more power out of these. For $50 extra. And the thing with this one is that they use 5 super spun articles. And for those of you guys who don't know what spun content is, whenever you do spun articles, it's not going to be the same quality as 100% unique. And that's what they give you with the platinum. And that's what I would recommend, because you're doing things right. You're doing things, what Google is looking for is good quality content, who's linking to who, and stuff like that. And we want 24 handwritten, 100% unique articles going on our tiered 1. So they're going to get us 24 of these, and they're going to get us 48 in-content links. So these are links inside the articles. So our tier 1 is basically going to have 8 authority sites. Each one is going to have 3 pages, so that's 24 pages they're going to be giving us from authority sites, but they put 2 links on each one, so we're essentially getting 48 in-content links, which is absolutely amazing. So this is the one I always use and recommend, and I've never had a video not get ranked when I've used this package. And there's been a couple cases where I've had to do it 2 or 3 times, so like 2 or 3 months I ran this, but they eventually, the videos start climbing up the search results. It's absolutely amazing. So that's what I would recommend, is either this one for very low competition or this one for everything else, because it's almost a guarantee. So so that's what I would recommend. Plus, what they're going to do is the tier 2, they're going to do over 1,000 links pointing to your blogs here, which make these even more powerful. And they're going to use Web 2.0s, they're going to do social bookmarking, and they're going to do profile links. And then they're going to give you 200 authority article links back to your video. I mean, what you're getting for $250 is absolutely amazing. Now, $250 is definitely more than I used to spend in the past. So you might see some videos in here where I talk about ranking videos and stuff when I used to do it myself. It's becoming a little bit harder. That's why we do this, we outsource it. And I went from spending maybe an hour, hour and a half to rank one video to spending 5 minutes and probably almost around the same amount of money. So what we do is either for the first couple months until the video is ranked, you either charge your client more. So if I had a client that I was charging $300 a month, I might say, well, for the first month, it's going to be $350. The second month, $350, and then after that, we're going to drop it to $250 and or $300 or whatever it is, and we're only going to charge you if you're on page 1. So the first couple months, if you're going to be using the Hoth, I would either charge your client a little bit more for the first 2 months, just as setup fees and stuff like that, and then drop the price to whatever you guys agreed to once it's on page 1, and then you only charge them for the keywords that are on there. Or you can just charge your client more money. Basically what we do is we either do that first one, or I might just double this, or even sometimes triple it, and just say, and then I run a Hoth package every single month. So I might go to a client and say, hey, it's gonna be $500 or $750 a month. And if I do that, or we've even had some almost up to $1,000 a month. And if we do, I just auto do this every single month. And as you see, when we place the orders in here, you can set it that go every single month, and this will be automatic link building to your videos, and you don't have to do a darn thing about it. You just send your invoices out and you're profiting either $250 or $500 a month, and it's on autopilot. I mean, there's nothing better than this. You don't have to do any maintenance to it. If you can put this on autopilot and say renew every single month, I mean, it's not 100%. I can never guarantee 100%, but like 99.9999999% of the time, your videos are going to rank on page 1, and you're going to make profit. Your client's going to be happy because they're getting business as well. So those are the two packages there I would do. So let's go ahead and run through this really quick. So obviously what we would do is either the Hoth Mini, the Plus is just the American content. So we would do Hoth Platinum, and then what we would do is put in our URL. So let me just grab a URL real quick. Okay, so I have a URL, and all we're going to do is just delete that and paste it in there. So our link is good to go. But now you can see there's an S in there, right? So what I would do is delete that, and then I would do this again, and then I would do the second one with the S. And then the third one, you have a couple options. You can either link it to your channel and build up some channel authority, or what you can do is run it to a playlist and build up your playlist authority. Or if it's a brand new video and you think you're going to have a lot of trouble with it and you're kind of worried that it's not going to rank, then just run it again to the HTTP. And that's most cases, like 75% of the time, this is my setup right here. That's exactly what I do. Now the ones that I know are going to rank no problem, I'll run a link to my channel and start building up channel authority. So if this video was going to be for a plumber, I might run a couple plumbing links to my, I might run this to my channel right here and put in just like plumber and stuff like that. So let's pretend this video is for a Los Angeles plumber. What I would do is just do naturalized anchors for me, and then I go in and edit them all myself. So what I'm going to do is go to the first one, and what we're going to do is our keywords. Now this is what's going to be used as our anchor text. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 spots we can put links in. So the first one I would do like Los Angeles plumber, and then I might do the same thing over here, but plural, plumbers, and then I might do plumber in Los, and this should all be capitalized like that too, Los Angeles. Then we might do like plumbers in Los Angeles. So remember what I was saying, we want to vary up our anchor text, so we might even just do like plumbers, and then Great Los Angeles plumber. So we want to vary up our anchor text, and we want to just make sure our main keywords in there and then secondary keywords, and then we want also some very general, like check it out. So I'll probably leave check it out in there. I'll probably leave a URL to the actual video in there as well, and then I'll say check out the plumbers on this in this video. And then for over here, we'll add in some more secondary keywords like main keywords. So again, we'll do like plumber video. We'll do like plumber in Los Angeles, and then we'll probably do something like maybe the company name. So let's say it was ABC Plumbing, and then I think the thing here, you definitely want to make sure that your main keywords are all in here at least once, if not twice. So like if our main keyword was Los Angeles plumber, plumber in Los Angeles, plumbers in Los Angeles, Los Angeles plumbers, and Los Angeles plumber, whatever that is, then we're good to go. If not, we want to add it in here again. So let's just say like maybe it's Los Angeles or plumbers in Los Angeles, CA. So that's basically what we want to do. You would definitely want to make sure your main keywords in here, some secondary keywords, and then a few general keywords, and maybe one for the company name, and that's about it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the subject. So this is going to be plumbing. That way the article writers, because they're actually going to go write unique articles for you, good quality content. So you want to make sure they are doing on the right subject. And then we're going to go into the niche, and this is probably going to be like home products and home services. So just go through and pick the best one. And then top level domains. So basically what this means is that they're going to take the articles for you and slow drip feed them or whatever. So I just do it because they recommend it, and that's what I would do. Now, co-citations, basically what this means is that when they write the articles, they're also going to link in the article to an authority site. So if they write an article and they link to your video, they're also going to link to like a Wikipedia page. And what happens is Google starts realizing like your links and your video going to your video are all surrounded by authority sites and linking same articles linking to authority sites. It really makes you look good, but it also basically makes things look a lot more natural, which is our end goal. We want things looking natural. We want quality, and that's naturally what would happen. So I always choose ad citations. Sometimes you get better results if you hit no, but I always hit yeah, just to keep safe and a little more natural. And then you can choose it to go live on a certain date or now, and then you can either choose reoccurring. So if you know you're gonna be billing them on a monthly basis, like just a lot of money, then just do it up monthly. If you know that you're going to be cutting it a little close because it is $250, maybe you're only charging $300 and you're only making $50 profit, then just do a one time and then see how it is. And then if you need to do it next month, do it again. And then after that, you should probably be good. But anyways, that's what I would do. And that's how you do the orders. There we go. So then you hit confirm and you place your order, and then they have a dashboard here so you can go and check out all your orders underneath your dashboard, and they email you the progress and they do all of that stuff. So that's what I would do for the Hoth, and that's the package I would use, and that's their link building strategy. Now if you want more power or you want to try a different source, I also recommend Linkit Pro. And Linkit Pro basically does the exact same thing. It tends to be a little more expensive, but they have the Aztec pyramid here and the Giza. I think the Aztec is $200 and this one's $400. So, but this right here is pretty dang powerful. So if you have a really high-end client, very competitive, and you're charging them a lot of money, you may want to do this package here, or you may want to do this package plus one of the Hoth packages the first month and just get them on page one really easily, because this is just out of control how authoritative it is. And then the other option, if you don't want to use either one of those and you're just going to stick primarily with Hoth and you need like an couple extra power, you can use high PR links. And what these are going to do is they're authority articles. They're exactly what we talked about, and you can get started with just $97 for these. And I'm going to show you the pricing on it. So 15 high PR links. These are basically those authority articles, but they're really high authority articles. For $97 you get 15. So if you do want to add a little bit more power, you can always do that package. And then they have these other ones here as well. So these are kind of up to you. You can play around with it. The reason why I don't use Linkit Pro is because it tends to be a little more expensive than the Hoth, and the Hoth still delivers results. But if you know you're gonna have a high-end client and who you're charging a lot on a monthly basis, probably go with these ones. If it's a lower-end client, that's going to be ranked very easily, and you're not charging them a lot. Like maybe you're charging them $250 to $500 or something like that. The Hoth is probably fine. But if you're charging more on a monthly basis than $500, you may want to consider using the Giza or the Linkit Pro and the Hoth over here. So I'll leave it up to you guys on what to do there. I would say like 90% of the time, all I do is just run this package for 1 to 2 months and my videos are ranking no problem. And if I need more power, I might go in here and get a couple of the high PR links, or I might run like an Aztec to it the next month or something like that. So essentially what they're doing is the exact same thing as the Hoth. They're just doing the tiered backlinking, because that's what's really working, and carrying a lot of authority all the way to your money site or your video in this case. So that's what I would do. Now for OnlyWire, all you need to do is go to Fiverr and you just type in OnlyWire. If you want to do it yourself and have your own OnlyWire account, you can go to Fiverr, and for $5 there's a million people that will set it up for you. So I would recommend doing that. Look for someone who has good reviews to set up your OnlyWire accounts for you. And then so basically what you're going to do is you're going to create your OnlyWire account, but inside that account you need like a Facebook login, you need all this other stuff. And what's going to happen is you're going to submit your video there, and then it's automatically post it to your social media and your social bookmarking sites for you. So with one click of the button you get like 50 to 80 social bookmarks, real social bookmarks to your video. Now if you don't want an OnlyWire account, you can just do like OnlyWire submission or something like that and have someone submit it on their account for $5. Like this guy here, he'll do it to 30 of them, and he has 188 reviews, 5 stars. So that's pretty good. So I would go in there, mess around with it. Now if you do want to do any of this structure yourself, Fiverr, you can probably go in here. You need to be careful. Just use people who have really good reviews. And so like if you wanted like your web 2.0s set up, you can go in here and find people with good reviews. We can choose like high rating and then look at see who's up there. So that one's not a good one. So let's do like Web 2.0. And then you'll find people who can set up your Web 2.0s for you. And then the other thing I really like is that the Hoth and everyone else gives you logins to your Web 2.0. So if a client does cancel or something like that, or they don't pay, you can actually go in to your Web 2.0s here and then redirect the links to either a new video if you get a new client. So like let's say the new video, yeah, whatever, is over here somewhere. You can redirect these Web 2.0s to a new video. Now you already paid the money to have these built up a lot. Like these have a lot of authority. So if a client doesn't pay or cancels for some reason, go either remove the links so the video drops, or you can just redirect them to the new video. So if you get a new client, just redirect everything to their video, and their video is going to be ranking. You already paid for it, so you might as well redirect them. So that's great with the Hoth and with Fiverr. They give you the login to all these Web 2.0, so you can change the links out anytime you want. Very, very cool. So again, Fiverr, you can go in there, find it. The reason why I don't use Fiverr a lot anymore is because they won't do it at the quality. It's a lot of spun content. It's not the quality we're really looking for. We want quality, original content, and we want big authority sites down here. Like I said, they'll build out 3 pages on each one for you, whereas Fiverr, a lot of them will build just 1 page, and that's not very good. Like when Google's looking at sites, they want authority sites and authority profiles with multiple pages, not just one. So I would recommend doing that, but you guys can definitely go in here and then buy your Web 2.0s, have them set up for you, and then you can go and then you can buy more Web 2.0s and link them to your other Web 2.0. And it's just time consuming. You're not really saving that much money. I would rather just do the Hoth and just be done with it all. So you guys do have that option available to you. And then if you do want to do any article marketing and stuff, I would recommend Unique Article Wizard. It's a pretty easy tool to go in there. They'll even write articles for you and submit it to a article directory. So other websites that want content, again, they'll write articles for you and submit them to the sites, and in exchange you get backlinks to your video. You can even embed your videos in these articles too, which is really cool. So it's kind of a done for you service, and I really like it. What I do is I will use it and I will actually have my own articles written, because they tend to be a little expensive when they write articles, and then I just submit the articles to them and they submit it. So Unique Article Wizard is also very good for building up playlist and channel authority too. So I really like it. I really like Unique Article Wizard, and they do have a couple different pricing structures here. You know, it can be expensive. It depends on how many clients you're doing, but you basically have a few options, it looks like. So they have a credit system here. So just find the one that fits you and how many clients you have. There's not one I would say that's better than the other. As long as you can submit articles and you have their content article thing, you're fine. You're going to be good. So that's what I would do here, you guys. Those are the 3 or 4 sources I would use. The Hoth, but for sure, this is probably the only one you're ever going to need. If you do need more power, or you just want more power from the beginning, give Linkit Pro a try. Or if you just need a little extra boost, then go with their high PR links. Either 1560 or 150, and then for OnlyWire and stuff, use the Fiverr. And if you do want to do it yourself, just find Fiverr, find some really solid people. It's going to be a little more time consuming. You might be saving some money, but it's, again, guys, it's not worth it. You're running a business here. You're not trying to nickel and dime, you know, the work. You want quality. That's what we're going for, and you want time. You want the time freedom to be able to do things you want to do and grow. Like, your job should be getting clients, not fulfilling orders. So that's what I would recommend, but it's definitely available. And then Unique Article Wizard is great for channel authority, playlist authority, and for getting article links to your video. So that's what I would do. If you guys have any questions, there is the Q&A section. We'll be in there, and other members will be in there answering questions. So let's go ahead and move on to the next video.
All right, congratulations. You are on the very last video of the ranking section of this course. That's awesome. Now, I know that was a lot of information to digest, and I know my brain is fried and yours might be as well, especially if you're new to all this backlinking stuff. So just take a minute, kind of sit back, relax, and don't worry about too much about the information in this video, because all we're going to do is kind of recap a couple things that you need to do. Now, one thing to keep in mind is we do have that do it for you service where I will rank your videos for you. If you don't even want to touch the ranking, we will have a link to that underneath this video if you guys are interested in that, so you don't even have to touch the ranking. But if you are going to take on the ranking yourself, there's a couple things I want to remind you of. Number one, a strong channel really helps you rank videos. I recommend that you put all of your client videos on your channel if you can do that. Now, if your client wants you to put their video on their own channel, which is completely understandable, you may want to charge a little bit more money and let them know, well, you're going to have your own channel, we have to set it up, we have to do this, blah, 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 but you're charging a little bit more money up front because that's going to be a little bit more work ranking that video. Now, if you can put them on your channel, it's going to be a lot more helpful for you because it's going to be a strong channel. You're going to be active on that channel. You're going to be building backlinks to that channel. You're going to be consistently uploading content. And there are things you need to do to help build up that strong channel. Like I just mentioned, the backlinks, the stay active, use playlists, consistently upload content. All of that stuff is really going to help you out, and it's going to give you a lot faster results. The next thing to keep in mind is to use playlists. So you want to throw your video in a playlist that you're trying to rank, and you name that playlist whatever your keyword or niche is. You can even take popular videos around YouTube and throw them in that playlist as well, so that your video is associated with really popular videos on YouTube. So I think that's really about it. Just remember that we have the Do It For You service to build up your channel and to use playlists when you can. And last but not least, the one other thing you need to do to help your videos rank faster is actually associate the YouTube account you're using with a Google Plus account. I'm not 100% sure why, but now it's easier to rank videos when you actually have a Google Plus account attached to your YouTube profile. So this means going in and filling out your profile 100%, the description, pictures, and all that stuff. I think it just adds a little more credibility to your YouTube profile, that or your YouTube channel, that it's a real channel, it's a real person working with it, because now it's associated with the Google Plus account. So be sure, whether it's your client's channel or your personal channel, that you have a Google Plus account attached to it. So again, congratulations for finishing this section of this course. I'm really excited for you guys because we gave you a lot of information, and that everything we laid out is the exact process I use when I'm ranking videos, and it works every single time. So congratulations, you guys. Now let's just get on to the rest of this course. I'm really excited to show you guys this, and hopefully after all this, you guys can go out and close your first deal. I'm stoked for you, and let's go on to the next section of this course. See you there.